Hey, buddy, Mark Agnesi here again in the back room. Norman's Rare Guitars. Welcome back.
Woo!
To another episode of Guitar of the Day. So, I let the cat out of the bag yesterday that we're actually taking the day off for Thanksgiving, and we're going to be closed tomorrow, so there's going to be no Thumpin' Thursday. And as I'm reading through the comments, everyone's like, oh, I got a great idea. Well, how about you pre-record Thumpin' Thursday? It's like, dude, what's the point of having a day off if I got to do even more, if I got to do double the work to get it? I mean, can I have a day off? Can we have a day off?
Yeah, right.
I mean, just one day during the week where we don't have to do this. It's on Thursday, which is, you know, great for me personally. But we'll get back to Thumpin' Thursday, I promise. So you're going to be Guitar of the Day list tomorrow. Spend time with your family and friends.
Yes.
Have a bunch of food, have some drinks, as long as you're of legal drinking age. And not in recovery. Just drink at your own risk. Don't drive. Call an Uber. But going back to Saturday at the live episode, we did lose Malcolm Young that day. Wasn't planning on that and had a whole thing planned for Straturday live. I actually practiced some songs and all that kind of stuff. So it kind of got thrown for a loop there. Tried to throw a little something in there for Malcolm. But today I wanted to do a full-on thing for Malcolm. I finally got kind of a Malcolm-y guitar. It fits with the day. It's got a cool hashtag. I feel like today would be a good time to do some stuff for Malcolm. It's White Falcon Wednesday. Come on back, check this out. This is from 1967. This is an original Gretsch 6137 stereo White Falcon. Original white finish, gold glitter binding, telescoping wiggle stick, and 2 filtertron pickups.
Wow.
And I mean, a whole lot of gizmos and doodads to play with. Look at all that array of things.
It's a lot of knobs.
Yeah, that's not an understatement. Let's talk about it. We've done a White Falcon before. We did another one that was similar era. I think it was right around the same era. But that wasn't the stereo model. It was the 6136, which is the mono model. The 6137 is going to be the stereo version. Stereo guitars in the 60s. It was a thing. Gibson did it, 345s, 355s. Gretsch wanted to do it too. Let's talk about Gretsch's way of doing it. So before we even get into it, let's talk White Falcons. They start shipping in the 50s as kind of the absolute top of the line. The nicest guitar in the world was their kind of moniker on these. So you have the beautiful white finish with this gold sparkle binding all around the body and neck, which is so rad. The gold guard, ebony board, big cool tuners, all that kind of stuff. It's all their highest end stuff. And almost every year is different. They kind of marketed these like the automotive industry did. It's like the new Oldsmobile's coming out. The 1965's got all this new stuff that the 1964 didn't. And then in 66 it had more stuff. They changed it every year. So the features are constantly changing. This is the current set of features for the Projectosonic stereo out. So yeah, you're going to need a stereo cable for this. You could do like a stereo TRS-N to a mono if you want 1 amp, or you could do the TRS-Y to 2 mono amps, and that's how you're going to change this switch. Not a pickup selector, but it's a 3-way switch with only 2 positions, so middle and bottom are the same thing. But up top is your Projectosonic stereo sound, which will kind of go to the 1 amp. In the middle is set for the 2 mono amps, if you're going to be running through 2 separate amps stereo. And how does the stereo work? These pickups, these filtertrons, are split into 2 sections. Your E, G, and B string, kind of the treble section, and then your D, A, and E string, kind of the bass section. So we come down to these sets of switches. Once we get into the 60s, you kind of have instead of a rotary tone control, you have kind of the unity in the middle with like a treble and bass shift. Well, you have that for each side of the pickup. So for just the treble strings, we've got a treble bass shift or unity, and then for the bass strings, we have a treble bass shift or unity in the middle, and then volume for the neck pickup. Back here, same exact thing. Treble and bass shift, unity in the middle for the treble strings of the bridge pickup, same for the bass strings, and then we have, again, a volume control. These are going to control the pop-up mutes for muting, string mutes on either side, and then this is your standby switch, which is off in the middle and on either sides. Now, one thing has been modified on this guitar. If you notice, there's this big gaping hole right here. This bridge is not original to the guitar. What was original to the guitar was another one of Gretsch's more rad features. This tuning fork T-bar bridge, which would sit right in that space right there, and would have these strings kind of go underneath as kind of another fulcrum port, like a Bigsby. Now this tuning fork would then dangle inside of the guitar, which could be raised by some set screws, which are actually covered up right now by that floating tailpiece, which would then help ring in tune all the different frequencies and all that stuff. Great idea, right? Only problem is if this moves, then it can just start banging around inside the guitar and the pickups pick up everything. So 99% of these you see from this era will have the tuning fork removed. But here it is, comes with the guitar, which is pretty cool. Along with the strap, some old, I love the old round Gretsch string container, as well as the certificate of authenticity from the factory. Malcolm played the single cut version of this, still a 6137, but you'll see that with 4 switches up here on the top horn. Once you get into the double cuts a little later in the 60s, this becomes the setup. You'll see them all the way like this into the 70s. Malcolm made these look really big. It's a big guitar, but he was kind of a small dude, so that guitar kind of totally took over his body. But you'll see him playing it in the You Shook Me All Night Long video. You see him playing it out on the road as well. Most commonly known for the solid body with the 2 ripped out and just the 1 filtertron in the back. But one of the greatest rhythm guitars of all times, one of my favorite hard rock guitar players. Just no bullshit, just straight ahead, rocking and rolling all the time. Let's go out to the couch. We'll plug this guy in. We'll do a couple for Malcolm. Let's go do it. All right, we're out front. We got the 1967 Gretsch 6137 white Falcon stereo. Original white finish with the gold glitter binding. We got it going through the Friedman small box plexi clone today because, you know, it's the best Marshall thing I got. All right, there's actually 54 different sounds you can get out of this guitar.
We're not doing 54 songs.
We're not going to do 54 songs. Just going to play a few for Malcolm.
Okay, good.
Rest in peace, Malcolm Young. Loved all your stuff, man. Thanks for all your contributions. This one's for you. Moving on, let's do a couple more for him. And one last one for Malcolm. Let me see if we can. Oh, let's boost some frequencies here with the stereo stuff. Let's get it real nasty here. There you have it from 1965. Original Gretsch 6137 White Falcon stereo. Original double cutaway body, pair of Gretsch filtertron pickups. More doodads and what's it's to play with than you could possibly even think about. 54 different tonal combinations out of this guitar. We just cracked the surface there. That will be your guitar of the day for today. Follow me on Instagram at Mark Agnesi. Follow the store at Norman's Rare Guitars. Check this and the rest of these guitars out online at normansrareguitars.com. Thank you, Malcolm Young, for all your contributions to rock and roll music. You will be definitely missed. We salute you. Everybody out there, have a fantastic and safe Thanksgiving. We'll be back on Black Friday. Nothing will be happening in here. We'll just do it like regular. Black Friday, we'll be back with another Flat Top Friday guitar of the day. You guys have a great Thanksgiving. We'll see you back here then. Peace.
Bye.